And your appetite was, ignited, let's say, because you worked on Bill Clinton's campaign.
That was my first paid political job. Yeah. So everybody that will recall the election night of 1992 when Bill Clinton came out on the old State House lawn with all the flags and I was the coordinator of all of the streets of Little Rock for that event. That was what I got hired to do in that campaign. It was.
Well, then I've got a gripe with you because I was stuck at second.
Trust me. I'm just glad nobody got trampled that night. The crowd was obviously bigger than we thought. We had to plan for 230 satellite trucks from all over the world. We had to, you had to have for the reporters and the cable TV and all that at the time.
How did you end up with a job like that? You're an English major.
So when I graduated from Hendrix, I spent a year traveling overseas. I lived in London for several months and traveled around the continent for a little bit because I never got to do that in college because I was really active with soccer and student government. And so I never got to go on the exchange programs a lot of students did. But I came back and went to work for an accounting firm, ironically.
Oh my!
But I was a marketing person for the accounting firm. So I spoke the language, but I did things with my English degree in communications.
You're an oxymoron.
How about that?
Yeah.
And one of the partners in that firm was hired by the Clinton for President campaign. Her name is Barbara Yates. You probably know Barbara.
Yeah.
And she asked me, I'd left the accounting firm and started a restaurant here in Little Rock where Loca Luna is now. It was called Shoot the Bull. We probably threw you out a few times, Kerry. So,
probably.
Yeah. And
where is it, Loca Luna? Oh, yeah.
Down in the Riverdale area down there. And she came in for lunch one day and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I started and managed this place with a friend." And she said, "I might have something you'd be interested in." And I was ready to move on at that point. And she said, "I need somebody to help for this watch night party in downtown Little Rock." And so I went over there and 2 weeks later was put to work for about 8 weeks, putting that whole party together.
And you got the bug.
Yeah, there's actually a little backstory on that. I was around a lot of people in the campaign. So, James Carville and George Stephanopoulos, they were all political operators. You would see them every day. You could go to the war room where they would have these end of the day meetings and they would talk about what was on the news. They would watch the 5 o'clock news, the national newscast, and they would report, "This was our message. You see how clearly it got through." I mean, it was a little bit simpler day and age back then for political reporting. And I'd hear them give their speeches. So, yeah, I mean, it was a little bit intoxicating to do all of that. But I also noticed that everybody that was working on that campaign wanted to go to the White House. They wanted to be in Washington, D.C. after the campaign was over. And since I had been gone, for a little bit of time, right after college, and I was just so young in my career. I mean, I was in my early 20s, and I knew that the only job I might get in Washington, D.C. would be the mail room at the White House, getting about $12,000 a year, which didn't sound like that much fun to me. I'm like, no. But all these people are leaving, and there'll be a whole lot of vacancies of places here in Arkansas. So that night of the watch night party, I had Secret Service access because I had been working with them on the planning of everything. And I'm on one of the perches right outside the old State House, and I see Lieutenant Governor Jim Guy Tucker, who I know is going to become the next governor.
Right.
And he's lost in that big, massive crowd. I was like, he's supposed to be at that VIP reception over there at the bottom of the Excelsior Hotel in the State House Convention Center, the Excelsior.
Yeah.
Throwback. And he was over where the Camelot was, which is now the Doubletree. So, and the crowd was packed, and I was like, he's not getting through. So I went down there from my Secret Service perch, and I introduced myself. I didn't know him, and I said, "You're supposed to be way over there." And he goes, "Yeah, I know." I said, "Who's with your party?" It was 4 of them. I said, "Y'all lock arms, and I'm going to get you where you need to go." And I went through the different checkpoints and got him to right before the last checkpoint when he was going in the building. He said, "Now, what was your name again?" And I said, "It's Roby Brock. And in 2 weeks, when I finish cleaning up this mess, I'm going to come ask you for a job at the Capitol," because I knew he was going to be governor. And I said, "I need you to remember my name." And he said, "I will." And I went up there 2 weeks later, and he said, "Come on board." So
lucky people make their own luck, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard work. But that was lucky seeing him and realizing he was lost. You know,
a lot of people would have seen him lost and not gone down there and done anything about it.
right.
A lot of people, oh, he's lost. Yeah, sure is. You were proactive about it.
Well, I was thinking he's going to be the next governor. I mean, somebody should be taking care of him.
Well, some people will go, look, there's the next governor. He can't get through.
the next step thought.
But that got me.
Yeah, the next step, the critical thinking.
Yeah, but that got me into politics, though, and that was a great learning experience.
If you liked this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the picture in the center of the screen. For more of Kerry's interviews, click either video on the right of the screen. And as always, thank you for watching.